Glad you asked about Ephesians, because it's called the letter of joy. If you're ever sad or depressed or even just a little moody, pick up your New Testament, go to the letter to the Ephesians, because when Paul wrote to them, he wrote to them with a quality of joy that you don't see anywhere else in his writings. So for a real good pick you up that's not pharmaceutical but still intoxicating, go to the letter to the Ephesians. That's the letter of joy. He loved the Ephesians, clearly. There was very strong affection. They were more or less, probably more rather than less, faithful to the gospel message they received from Paul. So he was always very pleased with them. And the legend was that Our Lady lived in Ephesus. So with her presence there, it's no wonder that Ephesus was synonymous with joyful Christian living.
But wasn't it, Father, in Ephesus where they had this cult of Diana or Artemis? And
all of these cults
and
were...
they pushed Paul out of Ephesus. That he almost was afraid of his life. Tell me about it.
Well, all of the Mediterranean world at that time was dominated by Greek gods who were transformed into Roman gods when Roman culture superseded Greek culture in the Mediterranean. And all of these cults felt threatened first by the Jewish community, who had no idols, and then even more so by the Christian community that had no idols in the beginning. And the reason that was significant is because trade was often done for precious metals, especially silver and gold, but even copper. And in one of his letters, Paul complained bitterly about a coppersmith. And the reason they was always having trouble with smiths, silver, gold, and copper, is because everybody wanted their household gods, their little statues, made of these precious metals. But if you were Jewish and Christian at the time, you weren't dealing in precious metals. You didn't have idols, and so the leading men and women in any of these towns who belonged to the cults that were dealing in precious metals for the sake of little statuettes that would go into every household, they would try to drive the Jews and the Christians out of their community, because we weren't solvent. We weren't in rapport with them. We actually told people to get rid of their idols. So the value of those idols was going down, and the men who dealt with those idols,
nobody was buying it.
They got angry at Paul, and they wanted to drive him out of town and would be glad to kill him.
Thank you.